Welcome fans and collectors, this is Marvel and DC 379 with another review, and today we'll be looking at Marvel Legends Iron Man in his neoclassic armor. This figure was part of a subline called Epic Heroes, where they released Marvel Legends toys without a Build-A-Figure piece. This is an older figure because it was after the return of Marvel Legends, which was in 2012, so this is an oldie but a goodie. Before I begin, I have to say this is one of my personal favorite Iron Man armors because it's the neoclassic and the name fits well. It has a lot of new and old elements. Because superheroes in comic books, most if not all superheroes have had at least one costume change. But the thing with their new costumes is that despite that it's new, it carries on elements of their original costume, which makes it more recognizable as the character wearing the costume. And for Iron Man, well, he's had over 50 armor models, but they all retain the same elements. The arc reactor, the red and gold, the faceplate with eye slits and the mouth. No matter how many times a superhero has changed their costume, they will always be the same superhero. Okay, let's begin. Like I said, there's a lot of modern and old school elements that makes it the neoclassic armor. It kind of reminds me of the classic armor, especially where the gold kind of looks skin tight, that it doesn't look like armor, but the red makes it look bulky like armor. Though I do have some problems with this figure. Like, for instance, the red metallic paint, it looks very nice, but I have to tell you, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with metallic paint, chrome, anything like that. Not saying it's bad. If anything, it looks nice, but the thing with chrome and metallic paint is that they chip off very easily. Like, it's very hard to see, but there's very small spots of red paint chipping, and you can see the yellow plastic, which is rather unfortunate. In terms of aesthetic and function, I prefer the latter. I honestly would prefer that the red paint was like a regular red paint, a normal shade rather than metallic. It wouldn't look as nice as the metallic red, but at least it would hold on a little bit longer. And the shoulder pads, they don't match with the red metallic paint. That's because the shoulder guards is molded in a different shade of red plastic. So if they were gonna keep the red metallic paint, I wish they made the molded plastic red match into like a darker red, or if they were gonna use a regular shade of red paint, it would match better with the shoulder guards. And here's another unfortunate thing. It's very hard to see, but there's a smear of red paint on one of the legs. So it has paint where it doesn't need it. It doesn't have paint where it does need it. So that's rather unfortunate. And another gripe that the other collectors have who have this figure is that this figure is pretty short. I mean, scale-wise, he's very short. I mean, if you compare him to other Marvel Legends, he's pretty short. Like, I mean, not that short, but the point of the armor is to make him a little bit taller. But no big deal. For accessories, he comes with this stand, for which I am positive that they've used this in some of the Marvel movie toy lines, especially the Walmart exclusive Avengers toys. It's pretty nice. I think you can connect them together. I think they're compatible. I don't have the other stand, so I don't know. Though the only thing I would change is that I would have a second pair of hands. One for the repulsors, another for fists. I know it was in 2013 if I remember correctly, and times were different back then, but still, that would have been a lot nicer than a stand. That's what I would trade for the stand. Articulation, ball jointed head, but it's pretty stiff. Hinged shoulder plates, so you can have free range of motion for the arms. Hinged shoulders, double hinged elbows. There's a swivel forearm and a hinged swivel wrist. Ab crunch, swivel waist. They have the infamous Iron Man joints, where it's kind of shaped like a ball but has a hinge on the side. If you've collected the Iron Man 2 3/4 inch, or perhaps even the 6-inch toys, or even the Amazing Spider-Man Ultra Articulate 3/4 inch figure, you know what I'm talking about. These joints are really hard to pose with. Even when you do get a pose, when you move them back into the original position, it's very difficult. So if you've collected Marvel Legends with these kinds of hip joints, you know what I'm talking about. Double hinge knees and ankles. And these are really hard to move because of the boots, the armor. Another complaint. So overall, would I still recommend this figure? Absolutely. Despite all its faults, I still recommend this figure. Every toy is going to have good and bad. And well, I try my best to be a very fair reviewer. If there's a good toy, I'm still going to point out something bad about it. If there's a bad toy, I'm going to name at least one redeeming quality. You know, the point of a reviewer is to review both the good and the bad. And this toy has both. It's one of my favorite Iron Man armors, just not one of my favorite figures. But I still like it for what it is. So some of those flaws are completely forgivable. So this has been it for my review on the Marvel Legends Neoclassic Iron Man. I hope you all enjoy. Stay tuned for more reviews. So until then, Excelsior, true believers.